So my name is Dr. Carr, and we are talking about heartworm prevention today. So it's getting warm outside. Everyone's concerned about bugs and mosquitoes and stuff like that. So heartworms, if you guys don't know, are spread by mosquitoes. So we definitely need to be getting everybody back on heartworm prevention if you've stopped in the winter, which I don't recommend. We live in Alabama. Mosquitoes are basically the state bird, so we need to have them on our beloved pets on heartworm prevention all year round, because we don't really get a lot of winter weather around here. We don't get hard freezes, so the mosquitoes really never go away, so it's not safe to have our pets off heartworm prevention in the winter. Sorry. So I guess just where we're getting started, there's lots of different products. I don't have one that I recommend for every dog, or every cat even, for that matter. If you guys have questions about cats, please feel free to ask, because that's not something we talk about a lot. People are more concerned about their dogs because they do go outside a lot more than cats. But depending on your needs and what you like best for topical versus oral versus, I don't remember to give a pill, I'd really like a shot. There's lots of different products. They're all very effective and safe, but you know, everybody's got their own preference. So if you have questions about a specific product, please let me know. But I guess really that's about it as far as products. I don't have a preference. So okay, so if you guys haven't been on heartworm prevention, what we're gonna, and you call up here and say, hey, I just saw this cool talk with this cool girl named Dr. Carr, and I really want to buy some heartworm prevention. The girls are gonna say, okay, but we don't have a heartworm test on file for you. So if we haven't seen your dog in the past year and don't have a record of a negative heartworm test, we're going to require that we test them before we sell you any prevention. That's for your dog's safety, as well as, you know, our knowledge that we're not providing you with prevention for a dog that's heartworm positive, because that can be dangerous if they do have a heartworm infection. So we definitely don't want to cause any problems. So if you were to be told that by one of our lovely ladies up front, what you have to do is, you know, bring your dog with you, and you can make an appointment, which we like because we know you're coming. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You can walk in. We love seeing walk-ins too. And we'll draw 1 drop of blood out of usually a front leg, but maybe a neck, and do a heartworm test. It takes about 10 minutes to run, so it's very quick, very fast, and very easy for you guys and us too. As soon as we verify that they're negative, we can hook you up with whatever kind of prevention that you want, and that's basically it. Now, if you guys have questions about why is heartworm prevention important, I guess that would be something to talk about. And so heartworm disease is something that owners a lot of times have heard from people in the pet store, or maybe they've had a dog that's been heartworm positive, but we don't always go over it in depth, because for us here in the clinic it's an everyday thing, so we don't always think about it or talk about it the way that we should. But like I said earlier, it is spread by mosquitoes, and what happens is the mosquitoes carry around what are called microfilaria, or baby heartworms, and they bite your dog, and those baby heartworms get into the bloodstream of the dog, and then they migrate to the heart and lungs and grow into adult heartworms, where they start causing lots of problems, as far as like airway disease. They can cause heart murmurs, eventually leading to heart failure and all kinds of sad things for the dog. So it's so much easier to prevent it with a monthly tablet like HeartGuard or Pro Heart injections or something like that than it is to treat it. And it's much cheaper, even though you might not believe it, to prevent it than treat it. For an average sized dog, 50 to 60 pounds, the cost of treatment is around $1,000. So you can buy lots and lots and lots of HeartGuard for $1,000.
Yes, you can.
How do I know if they're asking questions?
You'll see them on the bottom.
On the bottom.
You'll see
But my dog is indoors only. He never goes outside. That's a good point, but to be honest, I don't believe you, because no one lets their dog poop in the house. But say he does stay inside 100% of the time. I personally have found mosquitoes in my house, so there's no guarantee that just because your dog doesn't go outside and see the mosquitoes, that the mosquitoes don't come inside and see your dog. So definitely should be protected with heartworm prevention. But thank you for your comments. It looks like that's it for now. So I'll just keep talking until you guys are bored or have a question. So we were talking about heartworm treatment, much more expensive, much more invasive, in-depth, involves a lot of crate rest, things like that. No one likes it, no one wants to do it, so just forget about it. Do they have to be on heartworm year long, I think is what it's supposed to say. What about the cold months? So thank you, Ashley, for your comment, but we did already cover this. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. We can totally talk about it again. Yes, they need to be on it year-round, because especially here in the South, but even up north, if there's anybody joining us from up north, although I don't know why you would, we need to be on heartworm prevention year-round. Here in the South, we don't have a good hard freeze. We don't have a really harsh winter. The mosquitoes never really, there's no guarantee that they're going to go away. So it's much safer to just keep giving it for the month and a half of winter that we have. Just keep them on prevention. You don't want to have that susceptibility window. Sorry about that. So yes, that is the answer to that. What's really interesting is, as I was preparing for this talk, I got an email yesterday from the Heartworm Association, and they just put out a new incidence map, which sounds really boring and awful, and why would we talk about that? But basically what it is a map of all the heartworm cases in the United States, and they publish it about every 3 years. So the big takeaways from the map was that in every single state in the United States there is heartworm, even up north where it's cold. Now the incidence is less up there in the north than here in the southeast, but still every single state has heartworms. And it's growing. The number of cases in every state is growing despite our best efforts to get people on prevention. So still very important, very relevant, even though it might seem like something that's been around for a long time. Let's see. No, that's it.
What are the signs of heartworm? Are there like any signs?
Okay, signs of heartworm disease. That's important to talk about. Let's see. So there can be a lot of different signs of heartworm disease. One of the most common things people think about or are worried about is when their dog starts coughing. If your dog has been missing a heartworm prevention and you notice a cough, could be totally unrelated. I'm not going to tell you automatically that they have heartworm disease, but it would be a good idea to get them in here and get them checked. Because like we talked about, the heartworms do live in the heart and lungs, so they cause airway disease, they cause being lethargic, sluggish, things like that. They can cause, really not specific signs like just vomiting, just kind of being blah. So definitely if your dog, regardless of whether they're up to date on their heartworm prevention, if they're feeling bad, bring them in, we'll look at them. But especially if you know that they've missed some heartworm prevention, it might be a good idea to get them in here, get them tested, looked at, just to make sure, it's easier to treat the sooner you catch it, but it can be varied, but definitely coughing is one of the biggest things people are concerned about. What else? Brittany?
How long, say if I miss 2 months, do I continue the heartworm preventative right away, or should I come in and get a test?
That's a good question. So if you have missed if it's been more than 6 months since they've been on heartworm prevention, we need to get a test. So what the test checks for is antigen from an adult worm, which it takes 6 months for an infection to mature to the point where you would be antigen positive on the test. So if it's been less than 6 months and you've missed prevention, go ahead and start back. If you need some, come get some, and we'll just test them at their regular annual checkup or whenever they're due. But if it's been more than 6 months, we need to test them before you get started back.
Let's see. Is it contagious?
Heartworm is not strictly speaking contagious, meaning you can't have a coughing dog that goes and coughs on another dog and gets heartworms, but it's spread by mosquitoes. So if you have a dog that's infected with those baby heartworms that we talked about earlier in the bloodstream, and a mosquito bites that dog and then bites the dog next to it, they can transfer those baby heartworms. So in a way it's contagious, but not like you would think about like a cold or something like that.
Oh, okay. Do puppies need heartworm preventative?
Yes. So if you guys come in here with a puppy, a lot of times, hopefully we have. If we haven't, definitely let us know. We get you guys started on a puppy pack with heartworm prevention. So most times we start between 9 and 12 weeks of age, getting them started on the prevention. And a lot of people Love the Pro Heart. I have adult dogs that are on the Pro Heart. I love it too. It's a great product. It takes, remembering to give monthly heartworm prevention out of the picture. But for puppies, it's not good because it's based on the weight. So, puppies are super cute and they're growing all the time. So they don't stay stable in that weight range long enough over that 6 months that the Pro Heart injection is good. So yes, they need to be on heartworm prevention, and you're just going to have to remember for a while until they get to be at a stable weight. And then if you want to switch to the Pro Heart, that's awesome. I love it. I think it's great. So yeah, puppies. I guess we can talk about cats with heartworms. So that's not something that we bring up a whole lot. And for all you guys out there saying, my dog never goes outside, then I'm sure your cat probably doesn't go out very much either. But as we talked about, mosquitoes can get in the house, especially, with dogs. If there are dogs in the household, dogs are going in and out, you got a doggy door, you can get mosquitoes in there. And heartworm disease is quite a bit different in cats. It's honestly, even, we talked about how the signs of heartworm disease can be subtle in dogs, it's much more subtle in cats even. They tend to be more, it's more airway, lung disease, and a lot of times they're showing maybe asthma symptoms, or sometimes, unfortunately, cats can be heartworm positive and they just suddenly pass away, and we don't know, there was no sign beforehand. So cats tend to have much fewer worms than dogs do, and but they tend to have more severe infections. So we do recommend keeping them on heartworm prevention. Now the route of administration is a lot different in cats, just because personally I don't like pilling cats, and I don't know a lot of people that do, so they're usually topical, like Revolution or an Advantage Multi or something like that. And the good news is those products also do fleas and intestinal parasites, so all kinds of things that you don't want your cat to get anyway. So if you have them covered for fleas, then you have them covered for heartworms too. So I think that's a good idea. And we don't really test cats for heartworms like we do dogs, so you can just come in and get some of that cool Revolution or whatever you want. So we've been through cats and dogs and puppies, and it looks like we don't have any more comments right now. Anything else we need to go over?
Whatever you'd like to.
Well, I think I'll let you guys go. I appreciate all your time and attention. If you see this now or watching it later and you have any questions, just send us an email. It's CVAC2209@gmail.com. Just put the topic and my name in the subject line. I'll be watching the email address all week. I'll be happy to answer your questions about this or any other topic, okay? Thanks.